Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I wanted to discuss the Misfits' last record, and I know that things were pretty much like the band wasn't really getting along anymore at this point, and that isn't thankfully on display at all in regards to the tracks on this record. Did I already say the name of the record? I'm not 100% sure about that. But either way, tonight I'm going to be discussing the Misfits' Earth A.D. Now, this is a record that Danzig himself said that he never really loved because he felt that all of the songs on here essentially sounded the same. And I couldn't disagree with that more. I mean, you've got my favorite song by the Misfits is on here, and that's Dea Mamma Mia. Queen Wasp is on here, Death Comes Ripping is on here, Green Hell is on here, the title track, Earth A.D. is on here. Blood Feast, Hellhound, Die Die My Darling's on here, We Bite is on here. Even though I will argue, I don't like the title of We Bite, because I remember back when I was a kid, and my girlfriend at the time, she couldn't stand the Misfits, and when she found out that the song I was listening to was called We Bite, she was given like an easy insult by saying, yeah, they do. What the fuck is that? That's people. Good thing. It's just people, which is probably could be considered a problem, but not in this neighborhood. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I love how short this record is. I love how incredibly hard this record is, because the rest of the Misfits material was more mid-paced, and even though this record is incredibly catchy and it's a lot of fun, this record has a very early 1980s American hardcore vibe to it that falls in line with anything Minor Threat did, or Bad Religion's How Could Hell Be Any Worse, or The Dead Kennedys in God We Trust, or Black Flag's Damaged. And I know that this record went on to influence a number of bands. Off the top of my head, I know that Slayer was massively influenced by this record, and that's very apparent through Slayer's early works, at least. And I love that. I love how, despite the fact that Danzig didn't love this record, it seems like everybody else did, because I don't feel that these songs all sound the same. There's no way that Wolf's Blood sounds anything like Devil Walk, or Devil Walk sounds anything like Dea Mamma Mia. I love Dea Mamma Mia. I love it, and I love how, like, when people ask me about the tattoo on my left arm, they're always like, what does it mean when you say, like, look upon me, I am the beast? And my answer is always, because my father was a wolf. And, of course, nobody gets that. What the fuck was that? I'm probably just getting really paranoid at this point, but... Anyways, yeah, I love it when people ask me about my tattoo. They're like, what does that mean? And I'm like, hey, my father was a wolf. And nobody ever laughs. And it's like, I hate that, because I always thought it was really funny. And it's true, because that's, Dea Mamma Mia, my father was a wolf. To this day, though, I never really shared with my mother how the part about the mom is my mother was a whore. I've always kind of kept that quiet, because I know she wouldn't appreciate that. But anyways, this record is amazing. This record is perfect. It's incredibly quick. If you're looking for something short and fast and it gets to the point really, really efficiently, this is the best Misfits record for that. I mean, not that, Walk Among Us or Static Age is exactly long, but the songs on there, they occasionally get really hard and fast, but for the most part, they're more mid-paced. They're like groovier Misfits tracks, and I love this record because of how it's like an out-and-out attack. Like, from start to finish, other than Die Die My Darling, of course, and Blood Feast, this record doesn't really change the tempo up much. It just puts the pedal down and it doesn't let up. And I think that's perfect. I love the artwork. I love how when I was a kid I was afraid of this. I wasn't as afraid of this as I was the cover of Legacy of Brutality. When I was a little kid and I would see that record places, that record used to scare the fuck out of me. And it was like, whoa, this band, the Misfits, they must be like the hardest thing in the world. But then again, I was like 6 at that point, so everything scared me. As a matter of fact, I thought the Killer Dwarves were cool when I was 6. I thought they were like super hardcore, and they were just like a Canadian hair metal band who had a handful of catchy tracks. I wouldn't really consider them scary. And so this record used to scare me when I was a kid, and then, of course, when I got into the Misfits, it didn't scare me anymore. I just completely fell in love with it from the jump. And I think that's pretty much every Misfits fan loves this record because it's amazing. Queen Wasp is on here. I mean, what the fuck does Danzig have against Queen Wasp? I mean, Earth A.D. is one of the best songs the Misfits have ever written. But then again, I could argue back that the Misfits haven't really written a bad song. Out of the 120 or so tracks that they wrote, every single one of them are absolutely essential. And in that sense, the Misfits are just like the Ramones, especially the early Ramones, where they were just, they didn't make any mistakes, you know? Because I know the later Ramones are kind of hit or miss, especially Adios Amigos. That record was just a complete miss. But early Ramones, the first handful of records from them were absolutely flawless, and that's the Misfits. Every record they released, including both of their collections, as well as Earth A.D., were flawless. Danzig was a hell of a songwriter. Well, Danzig is a hell of a songwriter. And maybe someday he'll grow into being one hell of a director, too. Because you never know. Wow. What the fuck is that? Alright, this is freaking me out too much. I gotta get out of here. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I discuss the Misfits' last record, and that is Earth A.D. / Wolf's Blood. If you liked this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. And if you didn't like this review, still do something nice for somebody. You guys are amazing. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.